Alright, we should be going again. And yeah, people are saying hello. Looks like we are back with part 2. Why, hello again. It's been quite a while. Indeed, a whole 20 minutes. I was going to say 15, but we're slightly over. I know, different music. I thought I'd change the music for part 2. Tell me if you like it or not. I can always change it back or mess about with things there or pick other tracks. I thought I'd have a little bit of variation at least. Alright, I think we're ready to get back into it. Let us continue with the building of the Apollo 11 lunar lander in Lego. Also, thank you very much to DadsHeart666 Black for that $1 super chat. Very much appreciated. The delay's quite a lot less now. Yeah, that's likely. It's had a chance to reset. This is the thing. Every now and then, try and speed up the playback because you'll probably be able to, and you'll catch up having lagged a bit behind the stream over time. From just lots of little issues. Alright, let's get back to it. And there we are. I'm a bit full of food now, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, I need to put my phone back where it was. In case of important things that may occur. There we go. Everything's looking good. Tell me if there are any problems, if this new music is better or worse, or louder or quieter, or anything like that. And we will get into set number 3. Which is actually just the one bag, looks like. Yeah, that's it. It's just one bag with all the other bags in it. And there are 4 bags for part 4. Which I think will be the biggest undertaking. Because that's the entire ascent stage. There we go. Also, I need to get all this stuff out of the way. Though we're keeping this around. Everything from set 3 is being built onto this straight away. So that's something to bear in mind. I'm going to move this guy. He can have his flag as well. Whoops. I moved the flag socket. There we go. We can stand him there like that. It'll be a bit more stable because he'll have the flag to support him. At least that's the idea. We'll see how that goes. Also, I've let things go off screen. This is no good. Also, you know what I need to do? I need to take this off the thing. It's actually just a sticky pad. Oh, that's very sticky pad. Okay. Chuck that. There we go. Patch on its own. Takes up way less space now. Should have done that before. Derp. There we go. Yeah, he's not very stable actually. This might not work at all. I'm trying to be smart about this and make it like a 3-point support. Okay, I think I've got that working now. This again? What do you mean this again? I told you I'd be back. Alright. I've got to sort everything. I'm getting ahead of myself. I started looking at the instructions, but we're not there quite yet. Okay, let's leave that for now. Let's sort this. Well, this is just its own colour. Interesting. Well, I think it's the same kind of dark plastic maybe as that, but it's got a texture to it. We'll have a pile for the gold. Not much in it right now, I think. There's a bunch of like off gold, like yellowier stuff. I guess I'll put that all in the same section. Bit of the sand colour, always got to have some of that apparently. And then our various different greys, including shiny grey. We'll just lump that in with dark grey. Okay, that's all the black pieces. Light grey. Dark grey gold. And then let's contribute a crap ton more to the gold pile, because all the gold is in the form of little panel pieces. Look at this. There's so much gold in here. Okay. This is the thing. I usually don't stream immediately after eating, because I find that it makes me more coffee and phlegmy and various things, which nobody wants to hear. But this time we're going for it, so we'll see how we go. So much gold. I should have taken everything but the gold. That would have been a more effective method here. Because most of this is gold. Okay. And this can go over to the gold pile. That'll do. Some light grey. Some dark-ish grey. It's kind of halfway between. Well, that's gold enough to go with the rest of the gold. I don't recognize these pieces. Look at these. Huh? What is this about? Come on, focus. There it is. Yeah, this is new. Bit more sand. And everything else is black. Next bag, this has some red and blue in it. I don't get what the system is for separating the parts out into the little bags. Like, I know these are smaller pieces, but why were there two separate smaller pieces bags that have different kinds of smaller pieces in them? What's the reasoning? I don't understand. It confuses me greatly. In fact, hang on a minute. So these are in both the bags. They're the same piece. Why are they in different bags? I don't think there's not a system, is there? There's literally no system. It's like, how many can we fit in one bag? Okay, fit the rest in the other bag. I thought there was some sort of smart, clever, computer-generated, like, categorization system. But no, it's just random. We've learned something today. What's the chat up to? Is everyone still here? No, we've lost half the viewers with that break. And that, my friends, is why you don't bring the stream down between parts if you can avoid it. 50 of your viewers go. Though presumably those were 50 viewers that weren't watching really anyway. I don't know. They might come back, we'll see. The problem with the internet, you gotta keep people constantly engaged, a moment of pause. As soon as the engagement stops, they vanish. They run for the hills. Okay. We're ready with part 3. I realize you can't even see the piles properly from that far away. Can't really, like, show them. I mean, you've got most of it there, but the gold pile extends quite a significant way. I'm gonna bring them all closer. Just so you can see the full majesty of the gold pile. There it is. And there's quite a few black pieces as well, as there always are in any vaguely Technic-based set. You see that now? That's better. There's a lot. There's many. This is a risky maneuver, right by the edge of the table. There, you can actually see everything I'm working with now. Oh my god, I've got the exact same t-shirt. No way! A NASA t-shirt? Oh, good luck on your essay, Joe Mergu. Godspeed. I know what that's like. Alright. Anything happening? Yep, all good. Okay. We need a bunch of black bar pieces. 4 of them. To be exact, I believe. Yep, 4. There's the other one. I was wondering for a second. Then we need... move this back a smidge. Then we need 8 of these, so immediately half of the light grey pile is done. 7, 6, 7, 8. And 4 sand-coloured pieces. Okay. Where are they going? Oh, there we go. It's got this new thing. I don't know if it always did this, but it now shows pieces that have been placed outlined in red in the rule. I keep calling them rule books. Played too many RPGs. In the instruction book. I don't know if they always did that, but that's a very neat idea. So, hang on a minute. How do I get these in here? I can't get these in the gap. You've got to like perfectly wedge it. There it is. Wow, okay. Interesting. Interesting indeed. This definitely holds these in place. They are perfectly aligned so that these pieces wedge them perfectly. Wow, okay. That's fascinating. That these angles on these line up perfectly with the mechanics of that. Like, is there a mathematical reason that works? Or is it just sheer luck in how the Lego pieces fit together? Yeah, that's now solid as a rock. They're not moving anywhere. Okay, they can move out of it, but they definitely can't move in. And only that one, actually. I think the rest of them, yeah, the rest of them are pretty solid. Indeed it is, Paradisu. Turns out it was literally just YouTube throwing a fit for a day, and all the messing about with settings that I did for an hour and a half was for nothing and may have made things worse. We're going to find out next time I do like a game stream whether I've got the wrong bitrate set or whether I've accidentally set it too high and there's more problems with that. I don't even know anymore. I don't know what's happening. No, I just popped out the tanks. Okay, note to self, they're not secure yet. I think they're about to be, but they're not yet. Important. Might be a smidge oversized, putting a bit of stress. The new Hogwarts set does that. Interesting. I love space and Legos. This stream is perfect. Exactly, right? I love spaceflight and I love building things. What more could I want in life? The instruction book is a kind of rule book. It is the rules to build the set. Okay, that's all that done. Step 1 was done. A very involved step. Now we need 8 of these. Yep, 8. 4, 6, 8. I'm glad this light grey pile is dwindling quickly because it's very close to the edge of the table and I am concerned. Let me just move it up a bit now. It's smaller. Nestle it in there. Okay, where are these going? On the top are these black bars we just put in. Facing out. There we go. Moving on, a whole bunch of black pieces. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then the thinner ones, 2. And it was stuck to it and I may have just pinged it away or it may have landed in the pile again. I'm not sure. We'll find out later when we either do or don't have enough pieces. Uh-oh. Come on, I need one more of these. There it is. Okay, 8 each of all these. And they're going to go on every side. They're finally going to secure these to each other a little bit better. So, flat on... Oh, I just knocked off the tanks again. need to be careful what I use for grip right now. These outer panels, as we know, are very solid. Let's use those. And these are raised by 1 to line up with these. We're doing this with them. Covering up all the weirdly coloured gubbins that shouldn't be visible. And filling in all the gaps. Glad you could make it, Reading Chameleon. Yes, this is the second part of the stream. We just started 15 minutes ago. We've already been streaming for 2 hours building this lunar lander. And we got through half of it, so we'll see how long the second half takes. I probably will pick up a bit of speed as time goes on, and I want to get it done. Right, next page. Oh, we got a new fact. The foil on the lunar lander was used for thermal and micrometeoroid protection. And now, oh god, we're applying all the gold. All of it. Okay, here we go. I need... Okay, let's do the 32 big panels first. Yes, you heard me. 32. 4. 6. 8. We're gonna have to arrange these in like 8s. Okay, first set of 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. There we go. 2, 4, 6, 8. We're up to 24. This has got me wondering now. Is that the highest number of a certain piece to be requested in one go by a Lego instruction manual? I bet there's one that's bigger. I bet there's like a 64 that's once been requested for paneling for some other thing. But I love that it's like, okay, you need 8 of these, you need 3 of these, you need 2 of these, you need 32 of these panels, and 16 other pieces. What's everyone up to? They're talking about the streams. You fell asleep again, Rochelle? I'm glad I'm so relaxing, but also I'm slightly concerned for you at this point. Yeah, it's the Apollo 11 Saturn V behind me that I previously built. I didn't build that on stream. I meant to, but I was too excited and built it off camera. Sorry. Oh yeah, and it also has 1969 pieces, because of course it does. This one doesn't. It's 1087 pieces. But I love that they deliberately set it up so that the Apollo 11 model was 1969 pieces. That Carl, I'm still going off KOR? Oh god. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wow. Eventually someone will go out there with a sledgehammer and stop it. Until then you'll have to endure. Sometimes with chains. Oh yeah, and track links. That makes sense that you get ridiculous numbers of pieces requested. It was a very fun kit. And it's why I'm tempted to take the whole thing apart and then build it on stream in future. Just for the loss. Okay, back to gathering together a ridiculous number of pieces of these. We need the little wedge things, 8 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And then finally 8 flat squares. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there we go. Right. Infinite paneling. Again, in brown in the book, even though it's not at all brown. But you can see it's not even close. I guess it's got like a texture to it to try and like communicate that it's reflective, but it doesn't really work. It just makes it look like a horrible, ugly brown. Okay, so what we need to do on all four sides is take 2 of these, 2 of these, and 8 of these, and go 1. Oh god, and these are all going to be like slightly rotated. It's going to be a pain. 2, and then on this section, I believe 1, 2, and then 3 across here. I've knocked over the spaceman. 3 below. And 2 on the bottom. Ending up with this. We have to do this 4 times. 2, 2, 8. I might want to send Rick a notification that I'm streaming again. Presumably he knows, if he was listening before. This is the second stream for today, Green Key. Yes, we're in part 2 of assembling the lunar lander. I took a break for food. I decided to stop and start the stream so that we wouldn't end up with a stream over 4 hours. It also means I don't have to edit it down into 2 parts. It's already in 2 parts. Two sides done. 2, 2, 8. And thank you very much, Wolf Paws, for the £2 super chat, celebrating the first time I've caught you live. Thank you very much, Wolf Paws, and welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Very much appreciated, of course. What time is it now? Now we're nearly at 10. We're nearly at my normal streaming time. Yeah, because of the early stream today, I think quite a few people have turned up who've not seen me. Oh, geez. Who've not seen me stream in a while. That went flying. I completely messed it up. I went and just scraped my thumb on the lander. Got too distracted talking. Okay. And the final set of stuff. Panel number 4. Yeah, I knew Rick was still here. Why wouldn't he be? He is stealth mod. He's always watching. How much heresy was there in the Saturn V? Oh, that's a good point. Disassembling it may actually be quite a challenge depending on how it's put together. I can't remember if there's any heresy. I'll have to consult the instruction book before I take it apart to see if it's actually doable. Alright, we're making some weird structural gubbins that look like they're for the landing legs. That seems like what we're on now, pretty much. We're making 4 of these, so... quadruple all numbers. So 4 of these. 4 of these, and then in a second we're going to need the other hinges, so I'll just get them now. It's just displaying it in a certain way to make sure you understand what it's trying to tell you. Where is the 4th one? I have the 4th one in my hand. I'm being a derp. Pretty simple. Let's just do that each time. Hello Warbus, and welcome to the stream. Oh god, the suggested videos for this. Oh, you've got a point. Oh no. That is the thing. The moment you look for Lego stuff, that you're getting into the kids' realm of YouTube. And the kids' realm of YouTube is a very scary and horrifying place. I'm going to be honest. It's a problem. It's a real problem. Oh, hold on. My monitor's about to shut down. There we go. Fixed. Okay. Yeah, the kids' side of YouTube is problematic. It's got issues, and they're not seeming to do a very good job of dealing with those issues. Like, some of the stuff is just creepy generally because it's aimed towards kids, and some stuff aimed towards kids is creepy, but also the stuff that kids shouldn't be watching there, and it's a mess. It's a whole mess. So yeah, my suggestion for this is ignore the suggested videos on this. Just don't. Just don't. Either way, you'll be horrified. Okay, you need 4 of these. 4 of these. 4 of these interesting things. I feel like I've seen these like once before. These things. It's like the little connecty bars, but with a connection thing in the middle as well. You could combine 4 of them to make a horrifying monstrosity. I won't do that. It's gonna just be awkward to take apart again. What else do I need? Oh. Aha. 4 of them, and 4 of them. That's everything. Okay, we take one of these. We plug this into it. We do that 4 times. Is that? Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, the moment you get into kids stuff in any way, shape, or form, even Lego, YouTube goes weird. Then plug these in. What next? Oh, then these in the ends. I think I've got everything the right way around here. Are what multicolored hingy things? These are like rods and stuff, if that's what you meant, the red and blue. And there are some hinges, but usually hinge stuff is more like in the black and grey department. Okay, that's all of those assembled. They connect onto the sides of these, and then presumably we'll get all the parts needed to close these. Yeah, I got everything. Yep. And then we need these, basically just duplicating most of what we just did again to make the complete structure. Okay, what do? We're once again making little individual things. I'm just going to do the whole process in one go with these, I think. I'm noticing I'm starting to feel that background pain from Lego construction, where you've just like slightly scratched your hands, your fingers too many times, and they're starting to protest at all this work they're having to do. Maybe it's just me that does that. Right, and then these... Oh, this is always fiddly, doing this kind of thing. There we go. Connects onto that, and you get a very solid joint. That's the way to do it. I was doing it backwards. Connect that end first, and then that. There we go. Very solid joints. Okay. Our landing legs are coming together. Oh, now they get attached. Okay. So soon? Interesting. They go like that, is it? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Confuse me because they've got a weird overhang to them. But that is so they can be secured together along that length, I imagine. No, Lego pain is real. It's not just you. Yep, I'm feeling it. Only like a minor background thing. Assembled multicolored hingy things. This stuff here is for the landing gear, if that's what you're referring to. I'm not really sure what you mean. Also, I like moving this around, makes these go, and they make a nice little bouncing noise. I love the mics picking that up. It makes a lovely little ding, ding. You probably, I don't know if you can hear it. You probably can't. They're very quiet. It's probably just watching me flip that thing over for no reason. You advertising your own channel in the chat? But you currently have your real name and the channel name is different. Is that what's happening there? I know a lot of people are advertising genuine channels, but that channel is one I recognize as someone who is subscribed to me and is usually here in streams. No, apparently you could hear it. I haven't watched his video. Oops. I was trying to rotate this thing and instead the whole thing flipped out. Yeah, no, I haven't watched his videos. I just know that he is in streams a lot, so I was wondering if it's actually you. But probably not. That would mean he would have had to change his name to his real name, which would be weird. Right, those are plugged in. Oh, more gold. It's time for more gold. I noticed there was gold left. Let's try and bring this all together. Okay, so I need 8 of these corners. That's all of them. I need 4 of these flat ones. That's all of them. And I need 8 of these, which is presumably all of them, but 1 because spares. Oh, there's 2 left. No, there's 1 left. Okay. 8 of those. And then I need 8 of these. And it's a little bit weird that there's so many gold pieces for only 8 of these pieces. But they all... Oh no, they don't hold connect, I see. 2, 4, 6, 7... 8. Right. For those interested, I've progressed in making my report/essay. I opened the file. I know that feel, John Merku. It might be best that you leave the stream to get the work done, because I know I've been there. I've been like, I can write this essay while doing this other thing. I've always been wrong. I've always been wrong. I know this about myself. I cannot be trusted to do anything while watching a stream. You know what, I made that mistake yesterday. I was like, I'm going to watch this stream while writing this Patreon post. And I watched the stream. And then I wrote the Patreon post. Because I definitely didn't write it while watching the stream, but I did write the post. There is going to be some Patreon posts coming. I'm sorry about the lack of them. I know it's a problem. I addressed that in the post. And then there's another post, which is actually me delivering on rewards, as I should be. It's in the works. It's happening. We're getting there slowly. Slower than I was meant to and slower than I said, but we're getting there. Okay, we've got to make 4 of them right-angled and 4 of them left-angled. That didn't make any sense. Right-angled is not... You know, 4 pointing to the left, 4 pointing to the right. Let's go with that as the way to say it. Left-angled sounds weird and wrong to me, and I should never have said that. I made a terrible mistake. Also, I'm feeling my throat starting to fail. I may not make it the whole stream. I realize I've never streamed for like more than 4 hours, and so my throat is not ready for that level of constant talk. This is a fascinating thing you learn about making videos, is that actually the amount of talking required to produce a video is way more than the amount of talking you will ever need in other parts of life, beyond giving like speeches and things like that. So the first few times I recorded videos, my throat was ruined by the end of each one, until I got used to it. Okay, so we take 1 left, 1 right, we stick them over around the landing leg, and then 1 bar in the middle, and it looks really nice. I love this. And it completes like the corner here, so you've got a top to it now, and a little gap for the hinge to sit in. I like it. It's nice. It's good Lego design. I do have some water. That will help stave off doom and destruction. I've said what for ages? I did not say I had the post written. I said I had it drafted. It's now written. It's the difference. Also, look at it. Again, they fill in perfectly these corners. Okay, not perfectly. There is a bit of a gap, but it's still ridiculously close and snug, and it's amazing that this all fits together so well. I don't know why I'm surprised. It's Lego. Yeah, I didn't. Attending a speech for 4 hours length, that's the point, actually, yeah. No one would give a speech for 4 hours. Only live streams and that kind of thing, and like TV, live TV, are the cases where you would need to talk so constantly for so long. Yeah, they need vocal cords need warm-up, practice, and rest. I will endeavour not to stress them too much. I won't yell click-skiss again. Okay, now we have a nice ring to top the whole thing off and make it look a lot neater. This is looking very nice now. The bottom not so much, but everything else, very cool. I think we're basically done with the body of it, beyond little fiddly bits. Speaking of, here comes some now. And all the remaining stuff is probably landing leg stuff. Pretty much. In fact, yeah, that's the next step of the process right there. Okay, these... Hold on, colour is important here. Oh, the stickers, they're the way to go now. Like that. And then these go here between the 2 coloured panels. These aren't actually in a square arrangement, they're in a rectangle. I think that might be how... Oh no, these things here are how the Ascent module docks. That makes sense. Right, you, out of here. Don't need you for a minute. Now we're building landing legs. 3 of them, apparently. I guess... Oh, one of them's got the ladder on it. I see, okay. I feel like we should just assemble them all in one go and then... when the difference turns up, change it then. Like... it's different in a few ways. Okay, that makes sense. Let's rearrange the piles a bit here. We can shrink them in. Smidge. What's chat up to? What is this? Bentham, I have a very important question. Was dyeing your beard blue unpleasant? I've never dyed my beard blue. What? When did I do? I never did that. I'm very confused. I get the feeling you were 2/5 done with this design. Oh no, I'm more than halfway at this point. I'm halfway through like the 3rd of 4 steps. It shouldn't take much longer. When I say much longer, I'm thinking it's still going to be like an hour. But probably like around that. Are the US flag and the United States text stickers? Yeah, they're stickers. The stickers are very nice. They're like they've got like a silver backing and stuff. I think usually you get like it's like white backings, but these seem like they're particularly fancy. You're making me want to buy and assemble a Lego set now. Never thought I'd get to that. Hey, I should get a sponsorship. This could work. In fact, Lego does do that. They do have a program where they send Lego sets to people to assemble. So like for free, as long as they show them off in videos and stuff. I do that, but I only want NASA Lego. If there's an option for that, Lego, I'll totally become a NASA Lego affiliate or whatever the hell that is. Yeah, the stickers are always scary to apply. Used to go wrong. I never dyed my beard blue. I dyed my hair blue. Never dyed my beard blue. Didn't touch the beard, only the hair. It was fine. I actually kind of liked the blue. It was kind of it was supposed to be a lighter blue, but because my hair is so dark, and also my hair is ridiculously thick, it took 2 cans of the stuff to get decent coverage, and it was a dark blue. And I was like, actually, I kind of like this dark blue. If like I would have been fine with this if it was like a week or month long thing, but as it was a day. I had to wash it off before going to bed, or my entire pillow would be blue and it would be ruined. So. The job interview is already going. Lego is watching carefully. I don't know. Have I sworn? I might have cursed a bit. I'm not sure. Definitely said damn. I presume. Usually I say that a lot. But that's usually as far as I go. Yeah, the blue hair was fine. It was pretty easy. It's like a spray can thing that I got and just had to stand outside while someone else applied it, and it was fine. Just covered up my eyes with a towel, or just covered up my whole face with a towel while they applied it on the front and all that. You just got to be careful you don't get it in your eyes, and yeah, see what it looks when you're done, and you might like it. I didn't think I would like the blue hair, but when I saw it, I'm like, oh damn, I kind of wish that I got something slightly more permanent. Still temporary. I don't want to have blue hair forever, but it would have been nice for a little while to try that out. I think dark blue would work for me. Light blue, no. But dark blue, I can see it. I mean, I did. Okay. I don't know why I just did that, but I just sorted all the black pieces into exactly what they were. I was just trying to separate out these, and then I got distracted and did the whole thing. Okay. Yeah, so we're on to making the legs. So we're doing 3 at once here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this way through. And then 3 of these, and 3 of these. Yeah, that's the thing, is either you've got to just like coat yourself in the stuff, or get your hair bleached first. And I went with the option of coating myself with the stuff. 2 full cans of the hairspray, which I think it was supposed to be that like a can would last a few applications for most people, but black hair. It is how it is. 3 more of these. And 3 more of these. And I'll line up all the backs of these so they're presumably out of the way. It depends on what way around they actually are, but I think that's out of the way. And then, 3 end pieces. And yeah, there's actually, a lot of these things are in 3s, it seems, so maybe there's more stuff different about the other leg than I realised. Oh, and then we've got these gold rods. 3 more of these. And 3 tiny plug-in things. So to make these we put the plug things in there, and then they hold the gold rods, which go all the way through. Which means we can't see the gold rods because they go inside the legs. What's the point of the gold rods? Is it just for the tips of the rods? Is that the entire reason these exist? Because look what happens now. We got this gold rod and we just plug it in here. And that's all you actually see. Why? Why did you do this? What's the point? Am I missing something? Like what? Oh, and now it's time for... Oh, no, first of all, we need these little weird things. Oh, and then these go on the end of the rods. Okay, I guess they're just to hold these. Which are hard to wedge on properly. Are they not the right length to, like, go on all the way? Yeah, like, they stop short. It's really weird and confusing. Like it feels like it should keep going, but it just doesn't. Oh god, I almost talk about the Sheepy and Peach Dog series. Yeah, no, if anyone ever wants to scout my channel for whether I'm kid friendly, I have to delete all of that series. I have to delete everything on my channel that has those 2 in. Oh, you're doing it for charity too, Wolf Boss. Awesome. Wait, did we do it for charity? I don't think we did it for charity, actually. I think we actually did it for just money. I don't think... No, that the show wasn't for charity. But it were, like, people were tipping a bunch, so we're like, hey, if you tip this much, we'll dye our hair blue. And then they did, and it's like, oh, I guess we're dyeing our hair blue then. Whoops. Yeah, it wasn't for charity. We have done other things for charity, but the blue hair, I don't think was. As far as I can remember. I'm not actually sure. We might have decided to do something. Did I say Sheepy and Peach Dog? I may have done. I don't even know. Forensic scientists love hair dye because it's so easy to determine brand and original composition. Oh, neat. And yeah, bleaching does seem to wreck hair, and that's why... One of the reasons I was like, let's just try spray. Okay. Gotta make sure these are all rotated correctly. Alright, and now we need 1 million of these. By 1 million I mean 6, which is not even half of them. They go on this end. They've got a particular way around, actually. I should pay attention to that, because they've got a notch on the inside. And I should have that notch face inside. So, put that around. Okay, and then we need 3 of these. 3 little spanner things. These always just remind me of spanners. I think they are literally spanners, but they also work as proper structural pieces. Because Lego is smart and makes everything multi-use. Okay, so we plug studs into the bottom of these so that we can plug the spanners into them, and then the spanners connect to the gold hinges. And now I kind of see why it's gold, just for that little bit on the end, but it's funny that there's a giant gold rod going all the way through this just for this tiny little section on the very end of it. And there we go, and now we put him on the lander. Here he is again. Okay, which side do we not do? This one, between the 2 golden panels. Makes sense. Now, how do we plug these in? Like so. There. And then, oh, we just leave it like that with these things just sticking out. Okay, back to that in a minute. Now we're making the other leg. Bentham, I regret to inform you that your sheepy and peachy content has been archived to non-YouTube sites. Do you mean Twitch or other places? I suppose that's true. Right, yeah, it was E being like, yeah, we'll dye our hair blue. Sure, why not? Oh dear. You found my channel 1 week ago, Lord 3Ente or Ente? I'm not really sure. Thank you very much for enjoying the channel. I'm glad that you were enjoying Satisfactory and all that stuff, and that you're here to watch the Lego stream. Video Ultrazone? What is Video Ultrazone? Is that a real website? Oh dear. Okay. The other leg. Oop, there we go. Relatively easy at this point. I think it's just basically using all the remaining pieces that I have. Oh wait, no. We're immediately going off the original script. So we need this, and these, and this, and we need a sticker. It's sticker time. Uh-oh. Let's see how we do. So the sticker in question is sticker number 6. Oh, it's the big one. It's the panel with Earth and the words that we can't see here and the signatures. We've got to stick it on that way up. It doesn't actually matter which way up because we can always just rotate the panel later. So here we go. Oh. Ah, nope. Try again. Nope. Still nope. Okay, I think I've got it. Pretty good. Tiny bit of rotation, but I'll definitely take that. There it is. So for a moment there you got a shot of the injuries that my fingers are beginning to accrue. Just the various little scrapes and marks from Lego. That's pretty minor. There's not much going on yet. Okay. I'll put that back over there for now. And this plugs into the end that way up. I need a sticker alert. If we ever do Lego again, we'll make a special button to press that makes the sticker alert go off. Put everyone in panic mode. Okay, gold rod. This thing. plug that into there. This on the end. There we go. These hanging off the side. And then the foot. Doop. Doop, doop. And there we go, that's the other leg done. Simple. And now we do this properly. So plug this into here, and then we attach all of these to the grey sections. So that's fiddly. There we go. These don't bend down far enough. Oh, I'm bending the wrong bit, yeah. So we've got to bend this section to get them to connect. Yep, they can just about squish in here. There. Can this sit on these? Yeah, I suppose it can. Yeah, that does work. Kinda. They're a little bit off center because the problem is they've got a thing on the bottom, so they can't actually sit straight. They just roll onto the side. Oh dear. Okay. Now, the thing is that that's enough. You don't need another attachment. And right now, these can fold in. Look at this. That seems like the correct method of folding in as well. I'm not actually sure on what the angles are supposed to be and stuff and how it's supposed to exactly arrange, but that seems right for how the folding works. So what I'm guessing is you can fold it in and out like this, but then when you attach the third one, that makes it solid and you can't move it anymore. So that might be an intentional thing of like you can remove the things so that it can stow. I still kind of wish there was another way to do it, but I guess you need it to be solid when it's standing, so it has to have a third point so that it can't move. Okay, so that's that connected, and then yep, now it's like take the other 8 and attach them from here to here on all of them. What's everyone up to? Lots of talk about how basically everyone who I ever collab with on my channel is not kid-friendly, even though I am. It's a problem. I should do something about that, maybe. I don't know. It's too late now. They have corrupted the channel already. I mean, once I collabed with Sheepy and Peachy, I'd already gone straight to the bottom there as it stands. What else was I gonna do? There was nothing left to protect. There we go. Let's sit these all properly. And that is a lander. Is that everything? No, we need a ladder still. And here's the ladder now. So we need a bar. That, connect that, and then the bar goes on this little bit here. There we go. Folds down the ladder. Actually covers up the plaque, interestingly. I wonder what that's about. Doesn't seem any good. Because presumably the ladder stays behind when the ascent stage leaves, so it's going to carry on covering the plaque. What's that about? Unless they folded it up deliberately when they were leaving. Possible. And then it's being displayed from then on. Okay, oh, and then we need the engine, of course, I forgot about that. Not that bit yet, though. It says get that bit, I guess I'll get the bit. Also, this, 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 and 4 of these. You can't see any of what I'm doing. Let's move the lander out of the way. Oh, that's interesting. So on these rods, we're putting these things. That's different. Sure, we'll do that. There we go. This goes on top. And then this... Oh, goes on top of that. It's this way up. I see. And then run this straight through the middle of the whole structure. Oh, okay, hang on. We gotta do this one step at a time here. There, through that, and then through everything else. There we go. There's our engine. Looks pretty neat, especially considering the space they had to or the size they had to fit it to. And then presumably this plugs into the bottom. I didn't actually check, but yep, just straight in there. Sorted. We have our engine. That is a descent stage. No, it's not. There's another step still. I keep thinking we're done. Oh, so this is a neat one. It's 3 wide, but it's got two studs in the middle instead. There you go. And that's so we can plug one of these in the middle of it. What's chat up to? I've been losing track again. Which is more powerful and or more efficient, descent stage or ascent stage? The descent stage will have been more powerful because it needed all the fuel to land the entire setup on the moon, whereas the ascent stage only needed to get itself off the moon. So it would have required less fuel. As for efficient, it depends on what you mean by efficient. It's a very vague term. I've got a patch of moon to sit this on when we're done. Why are you opening the stream in 10 tabs, the Jogman? Why have you done this? Oh god, you've got my voice being duplicated 10 times. That's horrifying. Oh dear. Okay, where do these go? Oh, they actually face outwards, like the bottom faces out. Weird. And they plug into all these here. What are they for? Anything? Does this stop the... Yeah, this stops the camera thing from being opened. If it's fully deployed, I can't move anymore. Now whether it's supposed to... Oh no, not supposed to be that, like, sharp an angle. It's supposed to be like this. Still don't know what they're for, but they exist. Weird pointy things. Now we're done with the descent stage. And also, as funny as the joke is, I'm going to sit this on the moon, because I want to finish building the set. So, do you literally just sit it? You don't do anything? Oh, I guess the, does it plug in? Oh yeah, it does plug in. So the little studs here basically sit in the middle of the studs underneath. So if you line it up all correctly, they stay pretty solid. That's nice. So you can move the thing around without it immediately sliding off and crashing to the ground. I say jinxing it. Can I don't... I need to get this out of the way. Over here. You go over here now. There you go. You can just see it poking out the side here. That's the ladder, actually. Let's put our flag back. And have our guy taking his small step. There we go. You can just about see him hanging off there. Right, more junk. Off it goes. Add it to the others. And now, we're on to part 4, the final quarter of the build. Let's see anything important being said. People talking about browsers, everyone's talking about Firefox and Microsoft Edge and Chrome and Internet Explorer. There's really a solid representation of browsers happening. Yeah, when it comes to the Moon program, everything is 100% efficient, except for Apollo 13. In the sense that everything worked out. The things that were around here were leftover pieces. Yeah, they always leave a few. Do you not know Lego, Rochelle? They always give you spare pieces. All of the tiniest parts are duplicated, so that if you lose one, you can still build the thing. Right, this is all grey, this particular section. The grey pile is going to be huge. So really I should be removing everything else from the grey instead of removing the grey, but I've already started doing this now, so we're doing it. There we go. Also, there's our other astronaut finally revealed himself. I wonder now, do they have different faces for Neil and Buzz? Are there any distinguishing features? So there's a car window here, and I love that this must be what they're using for the window of the lunar module. Sure, if it works, it works. Anyway, we're gonna put this together at least for now. And is the head in here? No, it's not. Is it in here? No, it's in one of these. There it is. Let's get this out. There's a lot of bags for this part. Okay, let's have a look. So this is the face we've got for this guy. Oh, you had it, camera. You had it. There you go. Let's have a look at the other one. If I can get this thing off. Oh, it is different. They do have different faces. Hold on, this guy's not quite lined up right. Side-by-side comparison. Come on. Come on, camera, you did it before. There. You got different expressions and different eyebrow colours, and that's probably the key. I imagine that out of Buzz and Neil, one of them has a black hair and one of them has brown hair. Presumably that's why that's the case. So I'm guessing that Neil is the one with the black eyebrows because he came with the moon set. So he'd be the one making the step. And then Buzz is the one with the brown eyebrows because he came with the module set, so he'd still be in the module at the moment of the step being made. That's my guess. I know they're not huge differences, but it's still a nice touch that there are differences in the appearances of the two astronauts, which suggests that they are meant to be representative of those two particular astronauts. I know it's not a huge difference, but it is a difference, and that is the key. This pile of grey is already ridiculous, and there's more to add yet. There's barely anything of any other colours. The pile of plastic grows. Lego's really not very environmentally friendly, is it? The toys are made of plastic, and they come in plastic. There you go, this guy can sit here. I'm cracking my knuckles again, I shouldn't be doing that. My apologies. Extract all the pieces other than grey, like a smart person. And then just shove all these up here. This pile is getting so huge. It's encroaching into my building space. Got some yellow in this one. Okay. And some levers. Levers are always cool. Doors as well. The part I love about this is that these are literally like normal doors. And like, these are old as well. This door design has been around for like decades. Like at least since the 80s, I think. Probably 70s. I think I've seen these in like some boxes of really old Lego that I have. And they're using them on the lunar lander because it works. I love it. I love the ridiculousness of it. Also, wands, apparently. I think these are the same mould as Harry Potter wands. And mush these all up here. Oh no. Oh, welcome Lego Builder. I feel like you might be at home here. It's a very, very relevant username. There we go, the sorting is complete, or at least as much as I can be bothered. Also, I like there's a like gradient of size here of like huge pieces at the end and tiny pieces at this end. It's a good sorting system. It's a bit vague and it's not perfect by any means, but it will work a little bit. No, they didn't include 3 minifigs, there's only 2. There's Neil and Buzz. They only included the 2, and I could only find 1 for the first stop. I was getting a bit worried that there was only going to be 1, but there are 2. There's no Michael Collins. I'm kind of hoping that they make a like a command and service module build as well in future that scales with this and can plug into it, and then a stand you can sit them on, because I would love that. But they probably aren't going to do that. But if they do, I will definitely buy it and do another building stream and then connect the 2 together. Do the whole thing. Cracking my knuckles doesn't sound too different from the Legos. Good, I guess? Lego does offset all its energy usage with renewable power. Well, it's good, but then the issue I was talking about was recycling more. Oh, they're doing a lot of polymer research for something, the non-petroleum feedstock. Okay, so they're making the effort then. That's reasonable then. If Lego's actually doing the work to be environmentally friendly, then I can can give them that. Because most people aren't. They made Lego plants out of plants. I love that. The first Lego pieces made out of plants were the plant-shaped pieces. That's brilliant. They came out a year ago. Okay. Fair enough, they're putting the work in. I'll take that. You've been in this for 3 hours and you've still got a huge pile of bricks left. Well, this is a new pile of bricks. It's fine. Speaking of, you know the CSM and the LM from the Saturn V set will actually fit together, and the LM fits in the fairing. I see you weren't here at the start of the stream, Paradisu, where I showed off all of the features of the Apollo 11 Saturn V set, because I love it. I love everything about it. I did the whole process of how they get to the moon and back, because of course I did. Oh, the Lego can be remelted and remolded. Or some... I'm not sure if you're referring to the currently used materials or the planned used materials or what. Okay, let's build ourselves an ascent module. We already have our spaceman, so onto this, and immediately it's just the space module just shows the whole thing. You can't see it, it's fine, there's not much to see. Doop, that is the beginning of the module. I like it when they begin with just a ditty piece like this. Like, this is your core. This is where everything will be built from. We need 2 more of these. I've got 1. There we go, 2. Build it out some more, and then we need 3 more of these. We'll just keep adding more of the same piece. Uh-oh. 1. The problem is too many light grey pieces, so finding any particular one is a bit of a challenge. 3. It'll get easier as we go. Okay. And thank you very much, Online Biscuits, for that €5 super chat. Lego Satisfactory, you are living the life. Keep up the great content. I am definitely enjoying building this. Like, I bought it just because I wanted it, and it's like, I might as well stream. Then I can make it be work. It's great. Maybe this... Oh, I wonder if... Can this be a business expense? I wonder. Like... That works, right? Very much appreciated, Online Biscuits. Everyone's talking about different kinds of plastics and plastic alternatives now and their various pros and cons. Here we go. There we go. The whole thing gets significantly more structurally sound as we connect together the sides. You know, a nice little starting panel here. I like it. Neat design. Now we need a circle. And a circle. What colour? Black. There it is. Flip it over. Put this underneath. Oh, there we go. And that underneath that. And then we need... I love that this arch piece is involved. This seems so out of place. This is like a Roman viaduct piece. But no, apparently it's what we need. Oh, ow. I say ow, I didn't actually hurt myself at all. We need to make 2 of these. Ah, this is the top of the module. I know this. Actually, is it? No, maybe it is. Is the whole module upside down? Oh, I think it is. Not sure though, actually. There's lots of like panels on the side, so it might be like that. But yeah, then we plug this in. Like that, look at that. And this is a little docking port, and I kind of want, like, I want them to build the command module and have it be able to hook into these corners, because you could do that. You could totally do that. I think. I don't really know, but it seems like a thing you could do. Okay. That's that. Oh, Now we put that to the side and we're building two of a thing. The sides. Alright. We need 1x6s. And 4 of them. I've got 1. It's going well. 2. Halfway. Why is this in particular such a challenge? 3. That's because some of them are right over here. 4, there we go. Also, I need to show you this first step. It's like, take 2 of them. Put them together. That's the step. The entire step. Hold on, it's a difficult maneuver here. Here we go. Oh, I messed it up. I got the tablecloth caught between. We have to do this again. Nailed it. Oh no, I've ruined it. What have I done? There. What do we need to do with these? We need some 1x4s. Fair few of these. And some 1x2s. Fair few of these. By fair few, I mean 4. And then, like that. Yep, real precision maneuver with that one there. Ka-chunk! Victory. Oh dear. And we need 2 of these. That was a nice click. And then some weird panel things. These weird double-sided panels, flat on one side, raised on the other. We need 6 of them. They're actually quite distinctive, generally. Saying that before I found them is a risky game to play. Nope, there we go. Got them all. Oh, we also need some 1x4s. Still got plenty of those. Lego's website says they want to be completely sustainable by 2030. Awesome. The hardest part of the build is done. Placing 2 1x6s together. Indeed, it was a challenge. It was a tough one. Toughest Lego challenge I've ever encountered. Yeah, that is an interesting question. Why was it 2 1x6s when it could just be a 2x6? Like, genuinely, why? Look, here's a 2x6. They have some in this set. Were they trying to hit a particular number? Is there anything interesting about the number 1087? I don't even know. Timothy Veek, essentially it wasn't bought with Patreon money because I already had the money to buy it. I mean, it all goes into the same account ultimately, but the account had enough money in that I could afford this. I didn't buy it because of Patreon. The Patreon stuff is currently, basically, is reserved for when I move out, which is going to be sooner rather than later, hopefully, now that my income is better than it was by a significant margin. That's the idea. So, like, I am financially secure enough for one-off purchases, but in order to actually be able to move out of my parents' house and pay for my own living, I need to, it's time for stickers. I need to make a bit more, hence the Patreon, is the idea. Okay, so, we're gonna do this twice. I'm gonna bring the book closer so I can see how this is supposed to look. I've knocked everything over. So on both of these, I've got to stick a set of 3 stickers, 2, 3, and 4. Let's start with 3. That's the central one. Okay. It goes this way. Easy. That's not quite right. I think I got it. Mostly good, not perfect. There we go. Oh, you can do it, camera. I believe in you, camera. There it is. Yeah, slightly off to the side. I'll have to live with it. Ah, 1087 is a significant number for the Apollo 11 lander. Its landing mass was 10873 pounds. And yeah, pounds because America. Though honestly, we also do most weights in the UK in pound and stone because we're the worst as well. We are both the worst. It's just that in America, it's the official unit, whereas I think in the UK it's not, but we use it anyway. Oh dear. Oh, and maybe something to do with the strength of the piece as well, like a 1x6 is going to be stronger. Yeah, NASA does, I think, use the metric system, but they probably didn't in the 60s. I imagine at the time they were still on Imperial, and then switched later. And had wonderful things like that time where a Mars satellite crashed into Mars because someone got mixed up between, what is it, foot-pounds per square inch or whatever the hell, instead of newtons. It was supposed to be newtons, and it all just went wrong from there. And the thing crashed into Mars. Very awkward. They standardized it properly after that. Okay. Oh, that's not quite right, but we're committed. Actually, that worked out pretty well. There we go. I'll show you them all when I'm done with them all. Let's do it that way, otherwise it'll take forever. Number 2. Which way does this go? This way. Ah, no, don't drop it. That would be very bad. Easy. It'll be fine. Good enough, I suppose. Oh, that one was like perfect. Nice. So I need to have this way up because I realized the entire time I think I've had this wrong way up. Oh no, this is the... oh, whatever. Yep. Oh. Oh, I thought I nailed it, but it's rotated. Oh. And the final sticker for now. I'm messing this up immediately. Nice. And there we go, the finished products. Not too shabby. All things told, some of them are a bit off, but I'll take it. You've seen something measured in kilofeet per second. Oh god. I was trying to talk about the Mars probe, but I beat him to it. Or at least I did on my end, but then time delay is a thing. Yeah, NASA was expecting metric units, the other company gave it them in imperial. They used the number, they didn't check the units, and it all went to hell. Whenever Bentham holds perfectly still to look at chat, I play the game. Has the stream frozen or has Beb? Indeed. Don't worry, it's me. Presumably the stream's been going okay. I will fidget, so you always know things are happening. I don't know if America actually wanted to call them freedom units. It may have just been a joke. I've definitely heard them called freedom units, but always as a joke, so I have no idea. Okay. Let's continue the good work. Gotta flip these back over again. I hope we get to see these panels. There's a lot of work put into those. Hang on. Nose is running. Uh-oh. That may have been quite loud. That was right next to the mic. Oh dear. Okay. Yep, this here. This. There we go, here. It's actually, yeah, it's supposed to be exact duplicate, even though I think these are the sides, so the console's going to line up weirdly. I guess it makes sense in a way. Oh, we're making a new thing. I need to put this back now. Not on top of everything I'm building with. Okay, so need some 4s. I think I need 8 of them. And then, or 2x6s. 4 of these. These like hook things, tow bars, I think they basically are usually. 4 of them. One more. There it is. Oh, and some squares. 6 of these. I think that's everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's more. Oh, some 1x6s as well. After all that time spent looking for some, there were more. Wow. And I found them immediately this time. Yep, that's everything. Okay. Yeah, all the US units are now defined by metric units, which is quite funny. Yes, I have heard about the new name for fossil fuels. I hope it's not real. Maybe it is not real after all. That would be nice. Okay. So let's do these both together. Wait, what do we need? What are those? Oh, it's these. I got confused for a second as to what I was even looking at. So I was like, what? I need 2 1x2s? I didn't realize, but it's the hook ones. Then we need the... oh, what are those? Those are the one before it. Okay. Doop. 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 Then the one... no, then the 2x2s. There's little wings on these. Then some kind of reinforcement. The other 1x4s. And these on the ends. And finally, set on top of the whole thing, the 1x6 and the 2x6 to hold the whole thing together. We have our little structure, and this attaches on here. There we go. So there's the panel thing inside and then everything else. Next up, we need some 2x4s. Some 2x6s. There's so many of these in this set, and the one time it's but it's, as we've learned, it's so that they can get a specific number. There's a couple of clever techniques they use to get exactly the number they need. Oh, I don't need those yet. I wonder how much effort they must go to make those numbers line up. They're like, quick, give us some relevant numbers to this historical event so we can make the set perfect. How far off are we? By 50. Crap. How do we fix this? It was something I noticed actually as well in the Apollo 11. There were a couple of times where it's like, these parts don't do anything. They literally just flesh out the innards that you don't see and that aren't actually accurate. Just adding extra like gubbins inside, and it's like, oh, so they can be 1969. Everyone's talking about units now. It's the whole conversation. 2x4s, 3 of them, therefore 6 of them. Interesting. 3, and then some flat panels. Uh-oh, that might mean stickers. Brace yourselves. There are stickers yet to come. And then we want them like this, running up the back, holding everything together very nicely, ending in these 2 flat ones here. That definitely seems like sticker territory. There we go. Wait, no, there's more. 2 of these. And 1 each. 1x4s. Running along here, nicely lining up with that. I like it. And then where's this go? Just on the bottom. Okay, 2 nice solid panels. What else to do? Oh, no stickers yet. Right, we need these giant scoopy piece things. More of the little half wedges. And some little claw things. What are these? What? These are like Lego Man arms. What is this? Look at this. It's straight up a Lego hand. If it'll focus, you gonna focus? Camera, what do you think is going on here, camera? I mean, you can see it. There it is. And then it's got a thing to slot in underneath. Interesting. We need a few of these. Apparently. Okay. Is a mirror in the light? Do those bricks look like Mega Block bricks? I mean, Mega Blocks look very similar to Lego, to be fair. Yeah, there's math happening now. Or maths, I should say. Multiple maths. Various maths. Okay, this sits on here, interestingly. And then behind it, we put these. And then the arms stick out of these bits. There's some sort of hinge thing going on here, I think. There we go. Once again, they don't go on all the way. They feel like they should go further, but they don't. what next? Some bars. 2 of them. 2 of these. And 4 of these. So first of all, we take one of these and put the 2 studs on it. Then we put that in the back here. And then we put this bar in these hands, these weird, creepy hands. Oh god, the maths is intensifying rapidly. So many numbers. There's symbols in here. Someone managed to find the change, the delta symbol. I didn't know you could type that in here. The earliest use of the word jiffy was the time it takes light to travel 1 centimeter. I love it. I really should stop staring at the Saturn V in the background. Almost ordered one online twice in the time I'm watching now. It's a tempting thing. Only thing that stopped me buying it sooner was that it wasn't available because everyone else was buying it the moment it became available. As soon as I found it actually in stock, I bought it the first time. Okay. What are we up to? We gotta put some chunky bits in. 2 of these. 2 of these. It's the same 2. I don't know why I said it like it was 2 different things. These 2. And then we put this back up against this, and then these going round. Okay. Oh, now we got some red bits. Alright. Lots of them. All of them. All 8 of them. Some heresy immediately. Every single one of these we're putting into pairs. Rip. Rip sanity. These are the sacrifices we must make for cool Lego models. They'll go in here. I wonder, are these even going to be visible, or are these just red for the fun of it? I feel they might be red for the fun of it. Just a thought as to why it might do this. Yeah, genuinely we're covering these up entirely. I just realised probably what it is that the red colour is, like... I think the moulds have got like a colour-based thing. Where like there's one that's responsible for making various things in red and one for various things in grey. So it's probably the case that the red machine doesn't have anything to do half the time because not that many models use vast amounts of this red. So they probably use that time to manufacture internal components that are never seen on the models to mean that they have to spend less time with other colours. I don't know if it's how that works at all, but that's my guess now. I've just come up with that. Might be true. It makes some bit of sense, but it depends on exactly how the manufacturing processes work, and I have no actual real idea about that. What we have to do here is fully contain the red things, like so. Yeah, that might be, I have no real idea. Or it might just be that they've got standard colours, and the standard colour for the flat circles is red, because I've definitely seen red flat circles before. Then again, I've seen them in other colours too. So, I don't know. Yeah, the mold is not colour sensitive, but the plumbing is. Yeah, that's the thing. The molds themselves can be moved between different machines, presumably, or there's a different mold for each machine. Maybe it works either way, I suppose. Fell asleep for 20 minutes and he's still not done. Everyone keeps falling asleep to the stream. I feel like that's a compliment, maybe? I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess I'm trying to be relatively relaxing, so I guess I'm succeeding. Okay, now we've got to do some new panels. Oh, and in a second we're putting the whole thing together and we have the first step of the pod. The core of it. We need all these. 2 of these. That's one. And that's two. Two of these. I should separate these out a bit. What are those? Okay, these things. 6 of them, so actually 12 of them. Right, they're popular all of a sudden. 6. 12. Some flat panels, 1 each. Some... Oh. How many of those? 2? Oh, were they grey? Oh, the whole thing's grey. Oops. Yeah, not those. These. And then... 2 each of these. Okay. Oh, one last thing. These hook hand thingy bobs here. Okay. First of all, these go on. Or maybe the red machine goes faster. Well, it's kind of the idea that the red machine's going slower most of the time, and so they can have it go faster. Also, yeah, it might just be for the purpose of instructions, making it easier to tell what's what. What is that symbol that you just posted? A weird swirl? I don't even know what that is. Alright. I think Bev should pursue a career as a minister in the Church of the Afternoon Nap. But yeah, apparently I'm doing a very good job of causing some right now. When you do this, Bev, I have to leave for school. Guess I'll catch you later. Sorry, Nancy Gibbs. Enjoy school or don't hate school, whichever, like, whatever mood is to your preference right now. The VOD will be here later. Yeah, it turns out I definitely should have done this in 2 parts, and it's working out because we're nearly 2 hours into the second stream now. Just because I'm chilling. I'm not putting effort in. I'm not trying to do this super quick. I'm just enjoying my time. Okay, so this is asymmetrical, interestingly. I seem to have ended up with extra bits. Oh no, they're going to come into play yet. Yeah, I've got to take this, put this under it, and then these either side of it to make a little thing. I don't know what it is. Where does this go? How do you connect this? Oh, you put it like that. You plug it into the front. Interesting. There. And then these plug into that bit? Is that what it... Yeah, it plugs into the bottom bar of this. That way up. And then the whole thing comes together. So we take this, which looks wrong to me for some reason, but no, that's correct. Okay, just the perspective was messing with me. This plugs in to into here. There it is. And this plugs into here, meaning that these two meet at the bottom, and we end up with a kind of weird rotational symmetry thing going on with them. And I guess these are foot things for the astronaut to stand on. That's just the purpose of them, so you can pose and position the astronauts. Alright, now we're putting on some side panels to hold the whole thing together, so we'll stick that off over there for a second. We need 2 large black 2x8s. And then 2 of these. And then 2 more of these, I think. Yeah, we're doing this twice. Slight Lego heresy by putting them directly on top with no overhangs of any kind. But not so bad with these because these have nail holds that you can use. And these become side panels that make this whole thing fit together nice and secure. Awesome. Now we got something very solid. Also, I noticed that the hooks on the bottom here are for connecting to the base of the lander. Very nice. Oh, and then the hooks on the sides are for the side panels to connect because they are removable, and we'll build those separately. But there's a slight bit more of this to do first. Everything going okay in chat? There's so much maths happening. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Tone it down now. Are you even saying anything relevant anymore, or are you just talking about random maths because it's fun? And don't just start trying random character codes to see what you end up with. That's silly. Do that in any other... You can literally do that in any text program, pretty much. You don't need to use my chat for it. Yeah, you've taken it a little bit too far. Bring it back in. Bring it back to the topics at hand. Or have a nap if you like. That seems to be what people are doing. Okay, we need this little weather vane kind of thing. 2 spanners. And a dish. Metal dish. Okay. 1 spanner goes in here. 1 goes in the dish. And then is there particular... I guess this is still symmetrical, right? Yep. Entirely still symmetrical, so this is the point where the symmetry is lost. We make our decision as to what is what, as if it means anything, really. Okay. 2 of these. 4 of... Oh, we've got more weird kind of double-faced stuff happening. Look at this. So it's a 1x3, but on one side it's got, like, the top of a piece, and on the underside it's flat with a hole. Specifically. Very strange. And we need 4 of those. Okay. Oh, and then the hole becomes probably irrelevant because we then plug these into the bottom of this anyway. I mean, with a very weird brick that's flat on the bottom and studs on the top. Oh dear. Lots to catch up on. My degree was in psychology. I don't use it because that's the current state of the education system, is that everyone's told they're supposed to get a degree and told they have to choose what they want to do right now. No time to wait. Gotta do it right now. And so we panic and we pick something we think we like, and then we turn out to... Like, I mean, I found psychology interesting, don't get me wrong. But at the end of it, I realized it wasn't something I wanted a career in. And while I was at uni, I started my YouTube channel, and that all happened, and then just carried on with that when I finished because it was working, and I preferred it to what career options there were for psychology. It's like, I enjoyed that I studied it, and I learned lots of cool stuff, but probably wasn't worth the catastrophic student debt that I now have. So, yeah. I was one of the first years to go to uni after they introduced the £9,000 a year tuition fees. And you know what, I should have just been like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that, considering they just tripled the cost. I feel like that's no longer reasonable. So yeah, that was a thing that happened. Yeah, psychology's cool, definitely. Just not something I ended up wanting to actually get a job in at the end of the day. So I can tell you lots of cool psychology facts, particularly about eyes. Vision is really cool. How our eyes work and how they translate visual information to something we can understand is fascinating and wonderful. And I will talk about it forever. But maybe not right now, because I'm trying to build Lego. Oh, more heresy coming. Hold on, we've got to prepare with the various bits. This. And then black panel. Did we use black before? I think that's correct. Yeah. Here we go. One of the traditional heresies, 2x4 flats being pushed together. And there it is. Never to be separated again. There we go. I like this little structure here. Simple but nice. Plug that in there. So I didn't do that before? Yeah, it's a different structure. This sticks out more on this side. Interesting. Oh, more heresy. 8 of these. Okay. 6, 7, 8. And then, what, 4 of these? Yeah. Oh, I've lost track of chat. It moved quite fast. The stream's been going so long your headset battery is empty. Oh no. I doubt you will ever see a truly angry Bentham. It takes a lot to make me genuinely, properly angry. A stream will not achieve that. I would end the stream before reaching that point, so... Is it true that your peripheral vision only has rods and is such in black and white? Yes, essentially. The further you get towards the edge of your eye, the less colour vision you have. And towards the very edges, your brain fills it in with what colour it thinks is supposed to be there. It basically extends the colours that you see closer to the centre of your vision, is like, they probably continue back there, right? And because it's your periphery and you barely are aware of it anyway, it doesn't matter. The only time your periphery comes into play is when there's motion that you don't expect. Which is the entire point of peripheral vision, is to tell you if something's taking place on the edge of your vision so you can quickly focus on it. You don't need to see colour, you just need to see movement. And rods which are only in black and white are perfectly fine for that purpose. The rest of your time, your brain tells you that your peripheral vision can process colour as well, so that you don't go mad, basically. That's the thing, it's the very periphery where you get entirely black and white, but your brain fills it in. It tells you there's colour there. As an example, you can do the good old blind spot thing to show you that really your brain has no idea what it's doing, and it's convincing you the whole time that it's on top of things when it's not at all. I'll do that in a second when I've caught up. What you're saying is we need to find you in the real world and then get you angry. Well, yeah, in that case, it's I can't just end a stream to go. Yeah, no, very, very few things make me, like, rage. Generally. Okay, so yeah, so the eye thing. So you think your eyes aren't lying to you. They are lying to you. The way to tell is to do the blind spot test. You close one eye, and then on the side of the arm on the side of your open eye, so if your right eye's open, your right arm, put it out straight in front of you. Look dead ahead, put your thumb right in front of your eye. Carry on looking dead ahead and move your thumb outwards slowly. And around about there, that's where it is for me, your thumb will disappear. It will vanish. there will be a weird fuzzy circle in which your thumb does not appear. It's hard to get it right, but it's like once you've found it once and you know what to do, you can find your blind spot super easy and realize just how much your brain is BSing you constantly. Because in that circle where your thumb can't be seen, you can't see anything. Nothing is there as far as the first step of your visual processing is concerned. But it fills in the gap so you don't go mad. So you don't get endlessly frustrated that there's a random hole in your vision. It fills it in with the surrounding colours. So for me, I've got a curtain behind me, ahead of me, that's green. So what happened is, my thumb disappeared, and in its place there was just green fuzziness, because that was the colour of the curtain. So until my thumb was there, it looked normal, because it was the same colour as the surrounding area. The green curtain had a green smudge to match up with it and it all looked normal. But the moment something small and complex like my thumb was in the space, my brain didn't know how to process that, just carried on filling it with green, and then I'm like, my thumb's gone. There's just a green smudge there now. There we go, some people have done it. Your eyes are lying to you. Constantly. Admittedly, the blind spot only has particular importance when you have an eye shut. If you have both eyes open, then each eye is filling in the gap for itself. And so if you move your thumb around, you'll carry on seeing it. But I do notice that it seems like it gets a little bit less detailed around the blind spot, even with one eye open, because there's only one eye's worth of information telling you what's there. Yeah, that is the place where all your optic nerves, all the optical signals go in to your optic nerve, and then they travel. Here's another fun fact. Your optic nerve, once it's gathered at the back of your eye, goes all the way through your head to the very back of your brain and comes in there and then goes forwards again. It's not well designed. And that is why in fiction and also technically in real life, when people take blows to the back of their heads, their vision goes black, because it's the visual area that's been hit. It's at the back of the brain. So if you smash someone in the back of the head, their vision will be disrupted more than anything else. So yeah, if you missed it the first time, you look dead ahead with one eye, you put your thumb out dead middle, you move it sideways, keeping it level, and a few degrees out from dead ahead of you, your thumb vanishes. And you can move it around to work out the exact dimensions of this blind spot. And yeah, so yeah, the reason that the thumb is gone is because your eye can't see anything there. Trickstar, it's a case of like, it's weird to get the hang of the first time you do it. Once you've worked it out once, you'll be able to find it easily, but the key thing is keeping your thumb dead level and keeping your eye pointing straight forwards. And if your thumb is level, it will find the blind spot. And it's only a few degrees. Move your thumb very slowly, because it's like I'll do it. So this is dead ahead, and that's my blind spot. It's not far. Yeah, so your eye can't see in that small circle. Both of your eyes have these little gaps in them where you cannot see, and if you put your thumb in that gap, it doesn't know how to render a fake thumb in the place. It just puts whatever the background is in that place, because that's the best it can come up with. It just looks at what's around it and fills it in. Yep, I love people discovering it in the chat. Just being like, oh no, what is this? What are my eyes doing? Yeah, it's not a small circle. It's a relatively large space, all things considered. And it's not that far from the middle of your eye. One-eyed people have a serious problem with that, I've got to imagine. Because there's a relatively, things could appear in that spot that they can't see and they won't be aware of for a moment. So yeah, that's one example of cool eyeball stuff you can do. And I've got plenty more where that came from, about like color vision and things like that, and weird vision disorders that people can get that really mess them up. Anyway, back to Lego Heresy. Though this one's separatable because it's got that gap there. I have to do this 4 times. Yeah, there's other stuff as well, like at some point I'll teach you about the stopped clock illusion, but I'll get far too distracted by that. We'll see how long this stream takes. If we get some speed up, I'll tell you about the stopped clock illusion. Because that one is a mind bender, more so than the blind spot. But let's get the last steps of this central section completed. We're doing the engine. There we go. One of these. Boop. Flip it upside down. Plug it in there. Oh. Come on. No, I'm having a struggle with this. Is this right? Yeah, it must be right. I'm having to plug it into quite a complex area, so it's across this way. So it's like 2 spots up here, across the middle of these, and 2 spots here as well, and it's struggling. I'm just going to do the panel. That's definitely what it says to do. There we go. It takes a bit of wiggling and shoving. Okay. And that is this central section done. That is the middle of the pod complete. Awesome. Alright, put that off to the side, and we'll work on one of the side pods. Yeah, having 2 eyes is mainly for depth perception, but it's also so they can cover each other's backs and fill in their own gaps, because they have those. Yeah, Frank knows the idea of the Stopcock Illusion, which basically derives from what you're referring to, the fact that I mean, I said I wasn't going to go into it, but the fact that our eyes will fill in, will erase... Okay, I'm going to say this, and I realise I'm not going to qualify it, and that's going to make you very annoyed, but I want to get on with building. But the idea that your eyes do actually erase small parts of your memory and fill them in with the stuff around it. There are genuinely small patches of your day which your brain erases to fill in. Enjoy that thought while I don't explain it at all. Okay, starting with this piece, which is quite a cool structural technical looking thing. That's just me being mean now, giving you that and then nothing else. But yeah, your eyes edit your memory. Because screw you, I guess. We need like 1 of everything for this. Jeez, okay. 1x2, 2x2. 2 of these. You couldn't find your blind spot, but you could find a weird spot where you can't see your thumb move and it suddenly teleports, so I guess that's it. That's interesting. I guess that might be a way that the brain tries to resolve it. If you were moving your thumb quite fast past the area, it may look like it's teleporting. If you manage to rest on that area, you might be able to get it to disappear. That is intriguing, though. Look into that. That's unusual. You might find you've got something interesting going on with your eyes. And yeah, KOR has the right idea about the Stopcock Illusion as well, is that the basis of it is the fact that sometimes when you look at a clock, the second hand seems to take longer than it should do to tick. That's because your brain is editing your memory. It actually is ticking at a normal speed, but your eyes are telling you it's not, because they're messing with time. Enjoy that. You will be here while derails like this. True, true. Also, thank you very much, Aaron Caparoso, for that $10 super chat. Hooray for Legos, hooray indeed. I'm definitely enjoying doing this building stream. It's a nice change from the usual gaming stuff. More chat interaction and just messing about building things. So why would you make everyone aware of our breathing? Why would you do this to us? Why do you hate us so? I'm going to try and move on as quickly as possible from that thought so that I don't have to manually breathe for very long. You forgot to close the other eye step of the blind spot. Yeah, that's an important part of it. I should make an educational miniseries. It might be a neat idea to try something like that. We do expect you to explain it in full sometime soon in a RimWorld stream, for example. I think I have done it in RimWorld before. I think like there have been past streams where I've talked about the Stopcock Illusion because it is quite cool, but didn't have face cam at the time, and that helps to gesticulate and demonstrate, so maybe that'll be of use. Was my thesis on the psychology of vision or something, or is it just something you remember well because it's so freaky / cool? When it came to choosing what courses within my degree I could do, I picked vision-based ones whenever I could, because I found vision the most interesting. I didn't even know I was going to find it interesting, because it wasn't something we covered at A-level, so it was just another topic that we were studying in first year. But then after the first year course, I decided that from then on, I would sign up to any course that was about vision, because I just found it so interesting. So that's why I have a particular knowledge of vision over everything else, because I studied it more. And it's more interesting to me, and therefore stuck in my brain easier. That's the thing, always study the things you're most excited about, because you'll find it cooler and remember it better. That said, I didn't study the memory modules because I was busy studying the vision modules. I would have done otherwise, because memory is also quite an interesting one. My dissertation did have a vision-based element of it, but only in a sort of relatively vague sense. It wasn't really related to like the psychology of vision. Vision was just an involved element of it. My dissertation was actually about patterns of eye movements in people with Asperger's, though that's no longer a term, so autism. In people with autism compared to normally, and the strange like ways that it differed from normal patterns of gaze when watching people do things. Basically, what it was, they watched videos of people doing tasks. They were basically posting poker chips through letterboxes, because that's the sort of thing you do in psychology when you want a weird task. And they had something about how they had to work out if the person was intentionally dropping it or accidentally dropping the thing and failing at the task. But that wasn't really that important. And there was no real difference in performance between people with that. Everyone basically passed with flying colours every time because the videos we used were crap and not actually very good. But the interesting thing we found was how people with autism looked entirely differently at the scene. The weirdest thing we found was that when there was a black screen in place of the person's face, they looked at the black screen instead of the rest of the person. Like, we blocked off their head, but the rest of them was still visible, and apparently in autism, you're more likely to look at where the head had been but no longer was. And that was a fascinating thing to unpack in my dissertation. I very much appreciate that we got interesting data, because it makes writing about it so much easier. So yeah, at some point maybe I'll talk about that in more detail. I keep going to reach for this thing, but we're not using it yet. More little fiddly stuff to do. We've done the windscreen now for the landing pod thing, the lander. I've not been reading chat for a while. What are we up to? Yeah, each eye only has one blind spot. So on your right eye, it's on the right, and on your left eye, it's on the left. Only one blind spot in each one, because that is the opposite of the point where your optic nerves leave your eye. So, because the gaps are on the outside of the middle of your vision, they're on the inside, I think, in your eyeball? Is that how it works? I'm not sure about that, actually. Don't quote me on that. I think it's true, but I'm not 100% sure. I might be getting mixed up here. Either way, it's where your optic nerves and like leave your eyes, because it all runs along the surface of the inside of your eye, collects together in one cord, and then moves back through your head to the back of your brain. Yep, the stopped clock illusion is really weird. A lot of people will just notice it in general daily life because it is actually a lot of things nowadays will set it off. But it's especially funny for people that have never seen the stop clock illusion before to show it to them. Basically, the way to induce the stop clock illusion is have a bunch of second-based clocks around you and just keep looking between them. But always wait till it's ticked before moving on to the next one. And don't time your eye movements with the seconds. Just like look at something that's not moving. Look at a table and then look up at a clock. And if you don't get it, look at the table again. Wait a little bit. Look at the clock, and eventually you'll catch it at the right time, where your eyes will do the weird messed up thing they do, and the second hand will take longer than a second to tick. I think the best way is actually if you keep your head still. If you have like a clock in the corner of your vision, something down in the other corner, look at that and then glance up at the clock. And I think that's the best way to induce it. I have it happen all the time with second-hand clocks, clocks with second hands. Anything that does like any clocks that do per second stuff, it will work for. Also, the mute button on my mic. When the mic is muted, that button flashes. Every now and then I go and check to see if it's on or off, and if it's off, then I look over and the light will be on, and I'll be like, wait, it's on? And then it will turn off and I'm like, oh, stop clock again, making it seem like it's on because it was on for more than a second to my vision, when in reality it wasn't, because my eye made me think it was. Yeah, each eye has one blind spot. Yeah, it is fascinating to find that autistic people literally operate their eyes differently than everyone else. They favour looking at other things. There's tons of studies on it in general, like how people read and stuff like that, where they put people in eye tracking like machines, literally just like a camera that watches your eyes, and you calibrate it to a monitor, and then it knows where you're looking on the monitor based on your eye positions, and can then work out what your patterns of gaze are, and it's different depending on whether you have autism or not, as it turns out, which is fascinating. Even mild autism makes a difference to how you look at things. I don't think you'll find my dissertation online. I don't know that it's ever been published anywhere. Like, dissertations have the chance of being published, but it's not until you get to like PhD level that like you start to genuinely consider publishing the studies you write. I'm trying to remember the name I used for my dissertation now, because I ended up doing I think, what did I call it? I think the opening title, it was like a two-part title, because people often do that with the dissertations, where it's like a catchy title and then a detailed scientific title. And I think my shortened, snappy title was Gazing into the Abyss, because the main finding was that in autism, people were staring at a black screen when there was other things going on. So I think I called it Gazing into the Abyss, and then did the proper scientific name. Oh dear. Trying to catch up with chat, there's a lot happening there. Yeah, digital clocks that count the seconds, you'll have the Stopcock Illusion for them too. Yeah, having blinking indicators is generally a pretty bad idea. The light is off when the mic is on, and the light is on when the mic is off. That's intriguing that that's how your mic works. My hope, last Potato, is that my dissertation isn't online. I'd be surprised if it is. I'm pretty sure it's not. Okay, I'm caught up on chat. I'll get back to things. Yeah. If you do find my dissertation, please don't share it or my name. I would rather you don't. I don't think you will find it, which is why I gave you the shortened name. Also, I imagine searching Gazing into the Abyss is not going to give you much in general unless you're able to narrow it down to particular categories and things. Yeah, don't try too hard to find it. If you do find it, though, please tell me, and I'll see if I can do something about that. Okay, I should get all the pieces before I start putting things together, but I'm always itching to go when I start grabbing the pieces I need. Where are the... Oh, there it is. One of these. I was looking for there being two, so I was like, surely I'll see one of them at least. Yeah, that's everything. There we go. Interesting little array to stick on the front of this. 2 blocks, throw them on here. A dissertation, it's the okay, I don't get the terminology of like project names and stuff in university degrees. I've never understood what counts as what. So it's like a thesis, but that's different maybe. Dissertation is a particular name we always use. Sometimes we call it final year project report. So I don't know. My real name is not Timothy Malek. Yeah, so like dissertation, thesis, are there other words for it? I feel like there are. But yeah, I never know which one's which. Yeah, surely I would have been told if it was being published anywhere. It's definitely not been published in a journal. There's a small chance that it's up somewhere on a website, some repository of stuff, but I doubt it. I feel like I would have. I would know, surely. Who knows how it works, really? Uh-oh! Sticker time! Here we go. I think I've got all the right pieces for this. I just kind of grabbed them as I went this time. Okay, it is sticker number 1. It's going on this little panel. Okay. Oh. Not perfect, but decent. There you go. Slightly off center, but level, at least. And that goes inside, interestingly. To remind you of the state of your mic, you put a post-it note on your monitor which has the following on it. On equals off. Off equals on. I love it. Why don't I want to have it posted if it's a fun read? I mean, it is a bit interesting, but at the same time, I wasn't the best at psychology, particularly at writing reports. I was decent. I did alright, but it wasn't like the best thing ever. I didn't get a first for it, that's for sure. Yeah, we often called it final year project, but I believe it was also referred to as a dissertation, so I called it that because that sounded... it rolled off the tongue slightly better than final year project did. Yeah, the window's pretty big, but I think the idea of it is it's actually two smaller, like, triangular-based windows. They had to do a bit of fiddling to make the window work. This is technically incorrect, and it's supposed to be two triangular windows, but they couldn't do that. Also, thank you very much, Wolf Paws, for that £2 super chat. Stop! Sticker time! I like it. Nice. I should publish my dissertation myself, but without my IRL name so people can't creeper mode me. It's an option. Except I'd have to change the good title now. What'd be the point? Yeah, I don't know if it was really viable to be published. I don't know if like the test conditions were strict enough, and I can say that because I didn't determine them. The video materials used for it were made by someone else, and I wasn't happy with how those came out. They weren't very good, and I don't think did us any favors for the study. I was lucky in that I happened to found something else tangentially related interesting within the study, and that the eye gaze information just alone was interesting without relating to how good they were at doing the task, because everyone was really good at doing the task because the task was crap. I didn't make the task though. Oh, this is interesting. We gotta take the studs and put them on like this. Look at that. Interesting. Where do these go? On the insides like so. I don't know what they do. I think they're just like internal decoration. Interesting. Okay. Sideways sticker on Lego is heresy. It's not sideways, it's fine. Goodbye, Scorpion. Hope you enjoyed. You got something like 80% for your dissertation, but Unirule stated that because you failed a module in your second year, you were dropped from a first to a 2-2. Huh. If you put a sticker on a square block sideways, is it even really sideways? That is the thing. If I ever get it wrong, I can just rotate the piece. Researching certain surface features on Mars. Terraced fans. What are terraced fans? This sounds interesting. Okay, window. And again, this is like the old window design that's been around for decades. I love it. Two of those, and these two. This sits on top of the window, paradoxically. This way round. And then these go here, and these go here. Nice bit of reinforcement. Then we need these two. And those. Oh, some heresy gonna happen. Here we go. Top of these little ones. Boop. Actually, no, that's easy because the the amount of leverage you can get. Well, it's separated a bit. It's now enough to break it apart if I want to. Yeah. Larger pieces can't really have the same degree of heresy because you can apply enough sideways leverage to them to break them off the thing they're on. So it's not too bad. This is annoying. They've got in the let me show you this. In the instructions, they've got it facing like this way. And they're like, build this, put it on there. It's like, why don't you flip it around and show me where I'm supposed to attach it properly? It's like, no, we don't want to give you the rotation order. We just want you to do it. So I'm like, okay, I guess it's like that then. Probably. There we go. Oh dear. So yeah, that's that whole thing. And then the other window. Okay. Both of them. With the doors. This is great. I might actually go find my, like, some ancient versions of this. I probably can't really easily, though. Because this is genuinely the same as some old windows that I have. There we go. Boop. And this is the door into the module. Let's put it like that, and they can open out inside like so. Apparently in reality the door doesn't work like this, but that's the best they could do with the pieces they have. Yes, please ask before posting links. There's no point saying, here's the link, if I can post a link with the link all in the same comments. I'm sure it's fine, though. River deltas are a type of fan. Okay. Kind of getting an idea of what you might mean. Yeah, I'm now conjuring various images of weirdly unearthly structures involving river deltas combined with things being on different levels somehow. There's something wrong with a set of Lego that doesn't have teeth marks. Excuse me? I do not bite my Lego, sir. Okay. No worries, Piratus, you didn't realise, but for future reference, everyone, bear in mind, never post links in places unless you've been given permission to post links. This applies to all locations on the internet, pretty much, really. Because people have to verify that they are not spam or viruses. Because they often are these days. Never, by the way, never click on a TCO link given to you by a random person messaging you on Twitch. I probably shouldn't need to tell you this, but you never know if it might save someone a little naive. Even if it sounds like, even if they mention the names of streamers you follow, still don't, because that's still definitely phishing. If you don't know who that person is, do not click that link. Something that happened to Bob recently, El Bob, who's Fuzzy's boyfriend. We played with him on Baratron at one point. Messaged me to show me someone had said something like someone said some sort of message like, hey, have you seen this cool Elysium thing or something like that? And it was a TCO link, and we're like, that's definitely spam. Wow, they're now actually extracting names of people you follow in order to use them in their auto-generated comments with their virus links. Good to know. Good to know they've got that high tech now. It's a worry. So yeah, don't do that. Always be very careful with links. Make absolutely sure that the thing on the other end of the link is safe before ever clicking on the link. There we go. Top of this is sealed. It's starting to look pretty much done. Yep, just got to put on the RCS pods now. These and these and these. And what are that? Oh, okay. Oh, these weird grabby things. Ah, it's little arm segments for robot arms. It's never going to show you. There you go. They're cool. So yeah, they plug into there. Well, let's do this properly. Let's follow the process. So one of these, put that on it, and again, plug this in, plug this in, put this underneath to complete the RCS pod look. Which is hurting my fingers a fair chunk. Look at that. little bit painful. And then that plugs into this way around. Oh, come on. No, that didn't work. Get on the blooming thing. There we go. And you. Oh, this is awkward. There we go. And then I believe pop it out by, I think, 2. 2 seems right. Dun, 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 dun. Looks about what they say to do. There you go, some Rcs Pods. I've been losing track of chat again. What's everyone up to? Do you not bite, sir? Then how do you separate the blocks, sir? I claw at them, you see. Surely someone called Wolf Paws will be familiar with such a concept. But my own commenting system for my blog, and simply by adding a submission delay of 20 seconds, I now don't get spam. Oh, neat. Also, it's like in order to send the message, they have to wait 20 seconds before they can hit the button, and so all the bots hit the button immediately, and therefore it doesn't work. I'm guessing it's something like that, and that's smart. Yeah, like a 1.5 second delay would probably do it, because either they'd press it instantly or 1 second later, I imagine. I may have missed the question, the Jogman. You can ask again if you like. That's in the middle of your eyes or erasing your memory bit. We ended up getting away from eyeball stuff. I'll talk about it some more another time. Okay, there have been times in the past where I've bitten Lego, but it's always the very last option when all others are exhausted. When it reaches the point where it's like the only way to unstick these Lego pieces is to like make teeth marks in it to get leverage from. Up until that point, I will not bite Lego. Yeah, fingernails are the way. Oh, it's so people like have to actually spend time reading an article. Right, yeah, so people who want to respond immediately or bots who want to respond can't. They have to wait 20 seconds and they won't, and proper commenters won't even notice because they're busy reading what's being said, and it'll take them more than 20 seconds to get to the point where they want to comment. Smart, so they don't even realize that it's a thing. And yet it stops the bots. Very, very clever indeed. Oh, there's one more thing for this. We need a dish. Okay, doop. Doop. How does this work? Oh, okay. Plug it in like this. So it's actually different than the other thing. And this plugs in down here. Alright. Ow. Ow. Okay. Stabbing myself again with Lego, as you do. Okay. That works. Right, so it's actually this way up. I was getting mixed up. I was having it like this, but no, it's like this because the triangular windows are in the top. And yeah, they're meant to be triangles. They're not quite in this case because they couldn't make it work right, but it's close. And then here we have the doors. And again, it's only supposed to be one door, but there's limitations that they find themselves subject to. So yeah, this whole thing is indeed upside down, and then plugs into the side. Which side? The other side. Here. There we go. One more pod and this thing is done. Oh, also we've got another fact thing. The reaction control system, RCS, provides thrust to a spacecraft, allowing it to be steered in the right direction. The system was used by the Apollo lunar lander when descending to the moon. There you go. Right, final pod. We need this and these. Oh, the two brains thing. The fact we have two separate brains that communicate with each other. That's something I'm less well versed on. That wasn't particularly the topic of anything I studied in psychology. Like, it's mentioned a couple of times how the left and right brain are different in things, but never heard much more than that. I think at one point we looked into alien hand syndrome, maybe? I'm not actually sure. That's a fascinating one, because that's where you often get alien hand syndrome when people have their hemispheres separated to cure epilepsy, in which one of their hands no longer does what the rest of their body is telling it to do. Basically, like, one half the brain gets control of that hand and then does what it likes, independent of the owner of said hand. And there was something they found with that as well, that they could they could show something to one half the brain by showing it to one half of the visual field, or maybe one eye. I think it had to be one half of the visual field, so it was like half of an eye or something. Because here's a fun thing, different halves of your eye are processed by different halves of your brain. So it's one side of your brain has the left sides of your eyes, and one side of the brain has the right sides of your eyes. There's a divide down the middle. I don't even know how they stitch that together, but apparently they do it perfectly, because there's no issues with the stitching. It's weird. But yeah, I know of studies where people have been shown videos to one hemisphere, and then they've asked them what they see, and they've got it wrong, and then their hand has written the correct thing. Because basically they found a way to communicate solely with the section of the brain that is responsible for the hand, and is separate from the rest of the brain. So that's neat and scary. Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing. We don't really know the details of it, but it is kind of... It's possible that what essentially happens is that when the hemispheres get separated, one half of the brain wakes up and is like, oh yes, everything is as normal. I am in control of this body. And the other half of the brain goes, I'm locked inside the head. What is happening? Someone else is in control of my body. Oh god, no one's really sure if that's what it actually is. That's the most horrifying interpretation. It may be nothing like that, really. That it's more like a slight disconnect where your hand gets ahead of yourself, that kind of thing. It's hard to know what the truth of it is. I don't really know, and I've not looked into it. But the more you think about it, the more horrifying it is. Oh, hello. I think I'm short on pieces. I should have 4 of these studs. I only see 3. Have I dropped one? I think I have spares from the previous bag, but it would be weird that it's like that. I need to backtrack. Have I overused these? I'm very confused. Have I got mixed up somehow? Let's unplug this again. So we've got these two like this. Is that correct? It should be. This is very puzzling. Very puzzling indeed. Take this bit off. If it'll come off. Apparently this is very secure. Easy. There we go. Yeah, there's supposed to be pieces there. I don't think I put them anywhere else. I'm short by 1. I would expect there to be a spare, so I may be short by 2. Meaning I could have used them somewhere I'm not supposed to use them. If anyone's confused, it's these little black studs. It's asking me for 4 of them. I only have 3. There's a spare here, so it's not a problem. But it makes me think I've overused them somewhere else. There we go, reassemble that properly. I don't think there's any others of it in this particular structure, so it could be that I've overused them in here somehow. There's a possibility that it's these, but I think these were duplicated. Take a quick look back through. Nope, the studs are supposed to be there the whole time. Was there anywhere else where I used the studs? You spent so much time talking to chat you didn't notice your other hand assembling the Lego already! Oh my god! It still scares me that psychiatrists thought cutting the connection between the hemispheres would cure epilepsy. Well, I believe it did. As I understand, it did actually cure the epilepsy. Maybe not in the best of ways. But I think they still do that treatment today as like an if all else fails kind of thing. They like sever, I think part of it they try and do. I'm not really sure of the details because this is outside of my wheelhouse generally, but from what I've heard, they still do that to this day. They just try and separate less of it. Because the problem with most seizures and epilepsy included, I believe, is a feedback loop of neurons firing. They just keep bouncing back and forth until they burn out. So, like, the seizure can last a while until finally everything just gets overworked and shorts out, basically. And then you recover and everything's back to normal. And so I think it's a genuine, like, functional solution to separate the hemispheres, because then the feedback can't travel between the hemispheres. And that can at least make seizures less bad, if not fix them. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure that epilepsy has been successfully treated by splitting the hemispheres, though it is definitely, like, whoever's idea it was to be like, hey, what if we just cut the brain in half? What? It's like, it's a definite worry. It's like, alright, I guess it does work, but still, really? Of all the options, surely there's other options, but apparently sometimes it's all you have. Yeah, it's like a wave that bounces between the hemispheres, and isolating the hemispheres might make the wave weaken quicker or not form in the first place, that kind of thing. I don't know what you're quoting right now, Paradisu, but it sounds fun. The compound exploded in solution, it exploded on any attempts to touch or move the solid, and, most interestingly, it exploded when they were trying to get infrared spectrum of it. What is this? There are no conceivable uses for it, well, other than blowing up Raman spectrometers, which is a small market. You do like the dimethyl zinc, where the Library of Congress noted that the phase of the moon had no effect on the propensity to spontaneously combust. Derek Lowe's things I won't work with. Yeah, I may. Hang on, I'm just gonna type that. I'm just gonna Google that for later. Derek Lowe. Let's see if that's enough. Yep, there we go. Derek loves things I won't work with. Yep, I'm gonna look that up later. That sounds fun. Oh dear. Alright, yeah, so I don't think I can see where I might have accidentally overused the black studs, but apparently I have. So, well, either that or I've lost one, but I haven't spotted one yet from my relatively low energy attempts of looking for it. So we're going to use the spare. It's fine. Hopefully we don't need any more. Do we need any more? I should check this. Any more studs required? Please don't have any. Nope, we're almost to the end of the book. We're basically there at this point. This remaining side panel is relatively simple because it's just a block with things sticking out of it. Okay, we're up to here. We need these 4. And that's everything for this particular thing, I do believe. So, put these on here. Let's assemble these. What do you mean we have done it? Made me look up the thing? John D. Clarke's Ignition, an informal history of liquid rocket propellants. Oh no. Okay. This and this. I like that this block is hollow that we're assembling here. I'm pretty sure it's entirely sealed, but I guess it makes sense not to fill it. Though they could have if they wanted to fill their part quota. I guess they overdid it in the end. 2 of these and this. And again, it's like the moment you have something that's not going to be seen. Sand color! Go! Slope. 2 of them, in fact. And a brick. Wow, look at these blooming classic parts that are suddenly coming into play. This is all old school stuff. And sealed. And then a couple of things on top. We've still got some stickers to go, actually. Yep, they're going to come in a second. There we go. Hold the whole thing together. And then we're making an aerial. Okay. Doop. 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 That's everything. Yep, 6 parts. 6 individual pieces. They'll all come together to make something that makes sense. This on top. Plug that in. Put this on. And this goes up on here. As a little dish thing. And then, these 2 big panels here. We're putting stickers on them. Here we go. Right, sticker number 10 goes on here and 11 goes on here. This way around. These are big stickers as well, they're double size. Let's see how this goes. That's pretty good. Nice. So far so good. The final sticker. After this, no more sticking to do. Pretty good. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. My sticker abilities have been honed over the course of this day. I was going to say stream, but at this point it's a whole day. And now we just have to put the RCS on, and then we're done. That's basically it. Get that out of the way. And these. Okay. Take this on. Take this on. It's going to be a pain getting these on again, because it was a pain last time. Okay, which way around? Like that. Right, come on. 1 and 2. Nice. Click, click, click. Click, 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 click. I think that's correct. There we go. And that's it. All the pieces are assembled. You just have to put them all actually, properly, really together. So you like that. And you like this. And it's actually these things that plug onto it. There we go. That, my friends, is an ascent module. Not the most sleek of rockets, but all it had to do was go up and contain various scientific things. Oh, jeez. Whoops. I'm sorry. I've killed Buzz Aldrin. I've landed it on him. He's dead now. Also, I realised you can't close the doors from outside because they open inwards. So I've got to do that and put the thing back on again. Oh dear. Got his engine as well, which you can sit on. Okay, let's put the whole thing together. It's time. A little bit more junk to get rid of over there. And the moment of truth. Put the whole thing together. Let's sit this dude on the moon. Oh, he can be making the steps. I think I've got these wrong way around then, because I think this is Buzz, but whatever. And which way around does it go? Oh yeah, door-facing ladder. That probably makes sense. And... Oh, is it gonna... There it is! The dishes are fine. That, my friends, is the Apollo 11 lunar lander. Nice. Let's see, I'm gonna lift it up to the long shot camera. Here you go. Though the frame rate on this seems to be atrocious. I don't know if it's actually 30. Oh, I'm drifting. Here we go. With the lovely reflective gold panels. They're actually very nicely reflective. Okay, and maybe I can get it viewable over here. Okay, it gets a little bit close. Hang on. I'm gonna give us a nice background here. I'm gonna lean this up a little bit. Oh, if it'll go. Is it going? Come on. Oh, creaking. There we go. Nice close shot. With a lovely spin. And that, folks, is how they fake the moon landings. Oh no. Ta-da! And then, of course, we can also deploy the things. So, let's work this one out. There we go. This comes out. Oh, the thing just fell out this time. So this deploys out the side. And there's the retro reflector, and you sit it right here on this little wedge. And then on this side, we deploy the camera and make the thing fall off to watch the first steps as Neil steps down. And yeah, the thing's not very stable on its actual base. It's the thing. There's wiggle room on all of these, and also if you push it, it'll just rotate out of position. So that's a slight issue with the model. But it means you can very easily pick it up, I guess. Yeah, we can sit him on the bottom here. It's all fine. It's all good. There we go. Making his step onto the foot. I guess, yeah, did they step onto the feet of the landing gear when they came down? Or was the ladder actually slightly longer? I feel like the ladder was longer. Because I can't imagine they would have a ladder that you have to pull yourself up by, like, with your arms. Like, it starts there. You've got to just use your arms till you get your feet on. Even though with moon gravity, it wouldn't be too hard to do so. I feel like they would have the ability to put your damn feet on the ladder. Oh dear. I love all these quotes about these ridiculously explosive things. The operator is confronted with the problem of coping with a metal fluorine fire. For dealing with this situation, I've always recommended a good pair of running shoes. I definitely need to read this. This sounds brilliant. The concrete is on fire. I can, yeah, Now build a scale Saturn V to mount it on. If it was an option, I'd totally consider it, though it would be multiple floors high, I've got to imagine. To scale here. Shall we do a comparison here? So, this moonlander and this moonlander. If we can sit it on top. Get a bit more height here. There you go. Diddy little lander. Yep. And then we can also compare the astronauts. There's the size difference. So yeah, scale somewhat different. I don't know if this is actually accurate, to be honest. It might be slightly different. Oh, it made the oh no, his suit's come off. He's gonna die now. Okay. There, he's back on the ladder. And yeah, now I really want the command module to plug into the top of this and have as another model, and then you can display them like on their side, like suspended by wires or sat on a stand or something. Oh, apparently the length of the ladder is correct. Okay. Oh, they were worried they would, like, sink into the dust? Oh, someone's doing the maths. The lander is 23 feet high and the Saturn V is 363 feet high. Now, how high is this? I don't think it says. They sometimes do with the sizes of models, but I guess this is too small to warrant them boasting about the size. I'm gonna stow everything again. Let's try this. Oh, come on, get in there. I don't know if I can get this to go back in its box. Have I got it upside down, maybe? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it goes in that way. Doop. And doop. And if you put these inside, imagine I put them inside, and then lift this thing off, then you have it in its configuration after separating from the LM. Is it LM? No, this is the LM, the CM, the command module. Now, if I pop these off, well, that's not worked at all. I've pulled the whole thing out of its socket. I'm trying to get the little things off the landing legs. Damn it, they're not doing it right. I'm going to try a couple different ways of doing this, actually. If I pop these off, How's the leg fold? I like that. Is that correct? Hang on, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look up how the landing legs in the command in the landing module fold. I want to find this out. Apollo 11 LM. Oop. There's the sticky pad for the patch. Let's see. Like, I assume they had them stowed, but I mean maybe they didn't. Damn it, there's like no footage of them in space. Except with the landing legs deployed. Maybe they never stow, but then surely they would to be inside the fairing of Saturn V. Right? Is that a thing? I always assume they folded. Hang on a minute. Is that a piston? I think there's pistons on this. Very Oh yep, I'm seeing stowed legs. I knew it was real. Yep, the stowed legs are like folded up. Let's see if I can do this. Lego Michael Collins is turning in his grave. Well, that's what I'm saying, we need to get a command module in Lego with a Michael Collins minifig. He deserves it. A minifig scale Saturn V will be 2.64 meters. That could fit in this room then, right? I think so. Only just though. Oh, is it CSM? Okay. ISS Next? Yeah, probably. That's going to come out in 2020. I'm going to buy it immediately when it does. And probably build that on stream too. That's the plan. Are American unis that bad for student debt? Bear in mind, like, I'm talking specifically tuition fees are $9,000 a year here. Like, are you factoring in like all costs or what? Okay, so pop these off. Fold this. That's not actually correct. It's not how it folds. It's a way for it to fold, but the reference that I've got shows them like folding in, so they go like all the way up. Might actually be able to do that on a different side. I'm curious now if I can get this to work. I'm gonna try it on this side. Oh, I pop this bit off, and then it. Oh, then it folds in like that. Oh, that's kind of what I was thinking. So like that. Those come off, go somewhere. They're just gonna kind of be in the way. But folding in like that is, I think, the idea. Like how it was meant to work. So could do that with all of them to do the the stowed leg form. It's still not quite right. It seems to fold up a lot more than it can here. If I pop these ones off, it can do that. So it does that's the folding up motion we want, but we also want the folding in. The only way to achieve that is just take everything off and do like this. That's not really what I'm going for. Right, we'll stick them all back on for now. Oh god, tuition. I don't know. What even is Harvey Mudd? I've not even heard of that. And that's 70,000 apparently. $50,000 a year at an expensive university? Holy, why is it? Wow. I thought it was bad here. Jesus, why does anyone go to university in the US? That can't be worth it. What's even the point? I already have concluded that there was really very little point in me going to uni because the tuition fees were $9,000. Like, so, and that's the equivalent, roughly, of your $15,000 a year for in-state state university. Jeez. Well, yeah, so I guess yours are untethered. That was the thing. In the UK, it was, like, tuition fees weren't allowed to be more than £3,000 a year, and then they changed it to $9,000. Just straight up tripled it. Being like, oh, don't worry, most universities won't have tuition fees of that size. There'll be a distribution. There'll be a spread based on demand and you know, that kind of thing. So the high level ones will be 9,000, but only very few will be 9,000, and the low level ones will probably stay at 3,000, and there'll be a lovely spread in the middle. It was all rubbish. It's all complete rubbish. Every university was immediately like 9,000, apart from like the bottom 10 that were like 8,000. And that kind of thing. It was a complete mess. Presumably there are some that are actually reasonable, but I haven't seen them. I don't know that it ever went through 6K. As far as I understood, it went straight from 3,000 to 9,000, and that's it. Nothing else. It just did that. So yeah, that's what happened with that. And then I did it anyway for 4 years, like an idiot. And now I've catastrophic student debt that's horrifying, and luckily I don't have to pay any until I earn enough, which I don't. Can't pay student debt if you're not making enough money. And that's the mistake they made, is they're like, well, we'll rake in ridiculous amounts of money if we do this, because everyone will get their high-paying jobs, and then they'll be able to pay for the debt. But then what happened was, no one's getting good enough jobs to pay off the debt, and because it's so monumental, they're not trying to just pay it off themselves, they're only going to pay it off when forced to by their earnings getting high enough, which they never will. So they're not getting their money back. That's the thing, it's like, if the debt is so ridiculously large, there's no point even trying to make a dent in it. But if it was smaller, people would be like, yeah, let's just pay that off so it's done with. But it's like, I can't pay this off. I can never pay this off. I just have to not even try. There's no other way of doing it. Pretty sure that's what's happened. Oh yeah, the government also specifically promised not to raise the tuition fees, and then tripled them. What? So yeah, that was the thing that happened. Yeah, that's... But wow, it's even worse in the US. That's horrifying. That is legitimately horrifying, considering how much I already found it ridiculous as it stood here. There we go. So yeah, whole thing lands on the moon. They get out, do their signs, plant their flag, and then, when it's time to go, this bit lifts off, flies away with its own engine, and boop, and this stays. So there's 5 of these on the surface of the moon right now, just chilling. Nothing for them to do. They just didn't take them back because it's dead weight. They had a bunch of storage in them and stuff like that, and the fuel to land the thing, but then this has the fuel to get back, so they leave these behind. Which is kind of neat. And then these things get left behind in moon orbit. It docks with the command module, and then this becomes dead weight. They transfer everything important from there into the command module, they dump this in orbit of the moon, go home with the command module. This stays in orbit for a while until weird things like solar pressure and odd weird forces that take place in space cause the thing to crash into the surface of the moon. It's neat. Okay, let's put that back on. I'm gonna keep seeing this on top because it's fun. And yeah, that's the thing done. That is the purpose of our stream complete, so we'll begin to wrap it up here. Also, they have actually raised it by another 250 this year for new students. But why? Such an inconsequential amount relative to the rest of it. You believe it's after 30 years of your first payment? What's after 30? I'm confused. I went to the University of York, which turned out to be very convenient because I joined Roll for it while there, and then it turned out he also lived in York. I went and visited him. I did character creation for the first D&D show in his house. Why not? He's since moved though, as have I. I came home again, and he has moved elsewhere. But it was quite funny that we happened to both live in the same place, and he'd finished uni like a year before I joined. Hello, Harry. I am well. We've just finished a monumental day of streaming. I think there've been 5 hours total of streams, or no, 6. I think 6 hours of stream today. I wasn't expecting it to take this long. There's a part of me that thought maybe it'll end up being like as long as 6, but no longer. We've, I think, hit 6 at this stage. There's one Ascent module still existing somewhere in space because it didn't crash. Oh, interesting. Also, when you earn £25,000 a year, you only pay back about £9 a month. And it's done automatically, if you remember correctly. Yeah, the funny thing about that is, my monthly interest is many times that. So I wouldn't even be making any kind of debt. Oh dear. Alright, I think it's time to finish for today. There's gubbins happening elsewhere. I will see what's been going on in the world while I've been here for the past 6 hours, and I'll go display this probably in the corner next to where I'm gonna put back my my Apollo 11, and then we'll have pride of place amongst my my NASA Lego creations. About time I finish as well, because I can feel my voice is now on its last legs. It is giving in at this very moment. Are these sets worth the money? I mean, it depends on your own value of things. It's like, I got it because I'm going to keep it on display right next to my desk in sight at all times for the rest of my days, probably. So I'll get plenty of looking out of it. Also, because I'm a child, I will play with it from time to time and get some value out of it there. So to me it's worth it, but I mean, it depends. It depends on what you like. I would definitely say that this set is worth it because it's actually one of the cheapest in terms of pounds per Lego pieces that there is, as far as I'm aware, and it's a really cool set. It breaks into all the pieces. I did it at the beginning of the first stream of this that was earlier today, so you can go and enjoy watching that. Yeah, monthly interest on the thousands of pounds of debt. The interest is catastrophic as well. It's better than like any interest rates on loans or on savings or anything like that. It's horrifying, and the number goes up at ridiculous speed. And yeah, technically with my earnings as they are right now, if I put everything I had into it, I could slowly chip away at it. But it's like I'd rather just let it. I'd rather just leave it. I'd rather just let it go ridiculous because I'm never gonna finish paying it off. I'd rather just let it run up to ridiculous amounts and then vanish at a certain year, because I believe eventually, if you can't pay it off, all debts are waived at a certain age or something. It's like, oh, right, sure, I'll do that. Debts I don't have to ever deal with if I never pay for them. I think that's the system. They might have changed it though. I need to look it up. It's important. Yeah. Lego Doctor Who? I don't know about Lego Doctor Who. I'm all about the NASA. NASA's the only important Lego. That and Bionicle. They don't do Bionicle anymore, so can't do anything about that. Maybe I should show off my collection one day. I have a lot. I bought a lot of Bionicle back in the day. It has a surprisingly in-depth backstory. I know this is a joke amongst nerds, but genuinely, Bionicle had a fantastic storyline. It's really good. Then they cancelled it because they're idiots. They made movies. There are 4 Bionicle movies. They're mostly terrible, but shush. You basically pay a bit more tax for a bit and then it goes away. Yeah, exactly. Lego is much cooler than student debt. That is true. Came out with his space shuttle and Bentham with the Lunar lander. Oh yeah, there's a space shuttle, right? I might need to get that. Maybe that's going to be the next Lego building stream. I heard there was a shuttle. Yeah, the huge interest doesn't matter in the end because it just disappears. Yeah, 30 years after my first payment? Wait, so do I have to make a payment and then wait 30 years and it will go? Do I need to make sure to make that payment so it disappears in 30 years? Or is it first automatic payment because of earnings? Is that what it is? So I need to just earn over the threshold for 1 year, pay that £9, and then I'm good. There we go. Sorted. Did I make my own bionicle? I occasionally bashed different bionicles together. Yeah, sure. Space shuttle was a terrible thing? Why was it terrible? Is it because it was repetitive? I imagine there's a lot of repetitive building involved in that. Not so much as that, though, and I still enjoyed building that. First automatic payment. Alright then, that's my challenge. This year I have to earn enough to make an automatic payment on my student debt so that in 30 years it vanishes. I'll take that deal. There's our challenge. Oh, the space shuttle was a death trap. It caused many injuries, I guess. I don't know whether people talk about this. Are you talking about this building the space shuttle out of Lego or the actual space shuttle? Both presumably have their problems. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this here because we've got very distracted now from the main topic, which is space. Space is cool, y'all. Landing on the moon is cool. We need to do it again, and then also Mars. The moon is not a part of Mars. Shall I open this can of worms? Yeah, let's do it, then I'm going to end the stream. The part where he said that a moon is a part of Mars, he meant going to the moon is a part of the greater goal of going to Mars, meaning we should always make sure to keep Mars in our minds and talk about Mars when talking about landing on the moon, rather than go to the moon and leave it there. We should always make sure to keep in mind that we're going to Mars after. It's still a stupid sentiment, but what he was saying, he wasn't saying that the moon is a part of Mars. He's not actually that stupid. He's stupid, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't think the moon is in Mars. He's saying that the goal of going to the moon is one step in the larger goal of going to Mars. It's necessary. He wants to make sure we keep Mars in mind. He doesn't actually give a damn about the moon, just about Mars. He really should give a damn about the moon, though the moon is important. It's not just a stepping stone. We need to work out spaceflight just so we can get back to the moon because we've forgotten how to land on the moon. But what he was saying is that going to the moon is part of going to Mars. That was what he meant. He is stupid, but he wasn't stupid then. Call him out on the actual stupid things he says, not pretending to misunderstand something he's saying, which actually does make sense. And now I'm going to leave because that can of worms is going to set this whole thing on fire. I'm out. We're done. We're ending this stream here. Thank you very much for watching me build... What have I done? Thank you for watching me build this this Lego Lunar lander for Apollo 11. It's very cool. And we're going to end it there. There will be more streams soon. We'll go back to games for a while, but I'm definitely going to keep in mind the idea of building more Lego stuff because there has been a nice response from you guys about this whole thing and doing Lego stuff, so I may do more of that. There's a bunch of really loud cars going past right now. Okay, I hope that's what he meant, but I'm pretty damn sure he wasn't saying... Oh, the moon... No, he wouldn't say the moon is part of Mars. It doesn't make sense. He said going to the moon is part of going to Mars. That's why... Yeah, I'm going. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Very much appreciate the super chats, all the Patreon and YouTube membership support, and also just watching and commenting. Very important. This would be a very terrible and boring stream for me if people weren't commenting and interacting with me and asking me random questions and making me go off on random tangents about student debt, eyeballs, my dissertation, and stupid things people say on Twitter. And we will end it there. Let's just say goodbye, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.